Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Luna. I am here and we are coming at you with another speed build. So was kind of a surprise build for me. I have been going through a lot of the CurseForge website and getting highly addicted to it. And if you haven't seen that video, it will be popping up above my head somewhere for you to click on. CurseForge is a safe one-stop location to find Sims CC and different mods. And I was going through the CC section and I found harvestable grapes. And at first I had passed on them. And then after a few days, I went back to look at the harvestable food. And I got grapes, I got wheat, I got corn, I got cantaloupe, just a ton of stuff to make a full-blown farm, grocery store, like a lot of different things that we can run with. And so I woke up. I originally was going to start a castle build. And something just told me I needed to make a winery. A nice, quiet yet fun spot for our Sims to go and hang out at, and also see how these grapes are going to harvest. I believe when they grow, they're going to harvest on the chalices that they grow on, like in the picture. So I'm hoping that's what it is, so I can get some really nice shots and how we set up the back where all the grapes are growing. So I did this actually live over on TikTok. It was a lot of fun. It was my first speed build over on TikTok. It took us 5 hours to do this, and I honestly think it was just a lot of my talking, because we had a lot of interactive people in there, and it was a whole lot of fun, and I'm really enjoyed doing lives over there. But I used a lot of new items that I actually got from CurseForge. There is this one CC that I got called the Organic, and I have the Organic one, I don't have the second one. But they have a lot of just natural wood items. They have those wood pieces there. A lot of them are individual, so you can piece together a lot of different things. I'm actually excited to make a barn. Like these open barnyard doors, they come in tall and medium sizes. They have frames. They have, like, I actually really loving it and what they have. I'm finding so many things on CurseForge that I didn't realize I wanted until I went there, or I didn't even know it was out there. So being able to have all this stuff in one spot, like I'm able to support so many other creators that I was missing out on before. And it's definitely changed my view of using CC. Like I'm actually highly addicted now. Being someone that I never really pushed myself to go to use CC or mods, because I was just like, look, this is easier. It's fine. I'll deal with it. I'll figure it out. But I'm really enjoying it. So as I'm doing this build, I put it in the land that came with our farming, and I don't know why I'm having issues remembering what these DLC packs and stuff are called. I'm just giving them my own name now. But I wanted to make this like a very cozy winery. I even made a spot where I feel like someone would propose to someone there. And we end up making a lake and, well, a pond. I'm not going to call it a lake. We end up making a little pond and a nice sitting area inside and outside, a place for them to play a horseshoe, some little games. So I did label it as a bar, but it's a really nice spot to, like, maybe just go out on a small date with someone, or it's another lot to take your sim to that's not the typical lots that come with the game or the typical lots that we normally make. And if you have a sim that's into farming, or, you know, they can go back there and take care of the of the grapes. It's more of like a community lot situation. But I really enjoyed playing this, and all of this was definitely just out of my head. And I think that's what I love about doing a little bit more builds. Like I enjoy doing the real The Sims, but when I get an idea and then I just go to the game and I just start click drag, place, it's like, oh my god, like I just came up with this in my head. And I think that's what makes the joy of not just building, but just playing The Sims, that you just kind of do whatever pops into your head, and if you don't like it, don't save. That was one of the conversations we had over on TikTok when I was streaming. And like people were just asking for pointers, like, oh my god, I can't build like this. And I was like, honestly, start building your favorite home, Start building the home you grew up in. Start building the homes on your street. Go to Google, look up floor plans, look at the home furnishing books, and just go from there. I'm like, then eventually you'll start remembering and noticing the landscaping, and it just starts to come naturally. And just like they say in Ratatouille, anyone can cook, anyone can build. I think that's going to be the new motto. Anyone can build in The Sims. It just takes time, and it's your originality. And when people say that, oh, you can't build, it's like, no, you can build. It may be different, or it may be your style, but I mean, can your sim live in it? Yeah, your sim can live in it. It's fine. It's fine. But I will honestly say I've come a very long way, because I used to be a box builder, and there's nothing wrong with box building. It just depends on what you want to do and what you like and what you enjoy. I will say there are a couple of things in this build I had no idea we had, because I'm really trying to get out of my shell of using the same things over and over. You know how you get in that mood where you're like, oh, I love this fence. This fence just goes with everything. Well, there's other fences that go with it too. I had never seen that rose finch before. I've never used it. And I don't know, I think doing a winery, for some reason, it just brought out romance and roses and stuff that I was like, I never go to. And I think that's what the importance of trying different types of builds and not just houses, because certain things speak to certain types of builds. And I used a lot more vines on the walls. I actually kind of learned how to layer them, and I was like, oh my God, this actually looks good. And the winery, I just felt like this was a romantic spot, and it brought out me using other items that I had never touched before. And that's why it's important to me to try and start doing these other types of builds, not just houses. I want to do more lots that are pertaining to IRL places. Like, I want to do a grocery store, I'm doing this winery, and I want to do a police station, which that'll definitely bring out some other items I've never used before. But it's just that creativity of being able to go in there, and by making a new different type of build than what I'm normally doing, I get to use other things in the game. And I'm like, I didn't even know we had this. How is that possible? I've been playing for this long. I've made all these builds. How do I not know we have this item? So I'm enjoying making different types of builds. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying it as well. I love this entranceway. I was going to try and like fill it up with more flowers, but I love using that river rock. And then I just kind of sporadically put different rocks around, like the bigger rocks and flowers. I love that entryway. It seems very simple, but I adore it. I really, really do. And I hope you like it as well. I know a lot of comments we got on the front of the building, just because I'm a sucker for parking lots. I don't know what it is. I like making the space look like it's actually in motion. And I don't know, it makes me feel good that I'm like, this is like a real place for me. I think that's why I love simulation games. Like, it seems so real, but yet I can stay inside of my actual house. So I really love it. I enjoy it. So just adding some more little detail around here. I love this pond. I love this little bench area. I see some romantic interactions going on over there. We put some swans in the water. I didn't want to make it a fishing spot, because I'm like, we're not coming to a winery to go fishing and then smell like fish. So there's no fish in there, just the beautiful doves and the leafy water to kind of give it some, texture. The leaves fell off of that tree and they floated into the water. Now this is where we're going to put the winery. We have Pinot grapes, the ones that make Pinot Grigio. We have Chardonnay grapes. We have, just think of all the wines that have grapes. We have 5 of them. So I put an area over to the side, and I put another area on the other side. And then I have that off there to where I have all the grapes down. And like I said, I'm hoping that they grow like really on those chalices that they show in the picture, because that will be adorable. And, I put a little truck back there to kind of, make it, the groundskeeper is taking care of the land and all that. And I love this outdoor sitting area. I give your Sims a lot of options to either sit outside or sit inside for entertainment. There's a bar inside and there's a bar outside. I adore the sitting area. There's chairs underneath the awning there, and then there's also umbrella seats over here. And I got to utilize my are steps there. I've never really used platforms, and I used them. I raised them and I lowered them. Is that a big deal? I don't know. It is to me. I like we've had the platforms and I never really touched them because I was like, what do I need platforms for? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these ideas for like layering stairs, for doing this, doing that. And so I'm actually excited to touch them more. It's the little things that I'm branching out in. And I think that's what makes it so exciting that when we get new stuff like that, we get to branch out and grow our own creativity with building and with decorating. And I love it. Some more CC items. Like I said, I'm not a planter here in real life. But when it comes to The Sims, like greenery is my friend. Like I need the plants, I need the green. It makes a place so homey and so comfortable and so beautiful. Come to my house, I have maybe 3 fake plants, and yes, they are fake because I don't do so well keeping them alive. Just gonna be honest, I don't have the greenest of thumbs. So we're going ahead and lighten up this area, and like I said, this back area looks so cozy. And then we're gonna put some horseshoe games over on the side. When I did playtest this, like the Sims were just naturally going to go play horseshoe. They were ordering food, they were sitting down, they were singing karaoke. Like it was like probably the best lot I've made. I don't know what it was, but they seem to be using everything. And I was like, for once, they're like filling up this spot and actually using it. Like I've made lots before and I'm like, no one's touching this. And I'm like, can they get to it? Yeah, they can get to it. Okay. So what's the problem? But I don't know. Maybe they know that I put a lot of love into this location. And so they just went with it and they're like, oh my God, this is a really nice spot. So it does seem like the Sims definitely go in there and they're enjoying it. So that's always important. And I think I'm going to like bringing my Sims here and just hanging out with them and enjoying the time. And I did, like I said, I did make it more of a relaxing location. And there is like I said, there's a bar, there's 2 sitting areas. So you can sit in normal seating and there's like TV screens around. And so you can watch your TV, drink, eat your food. And then I put like a little quiet area. So as I put these open windows, I kind of closed it off. I lowered the platform so it's 1 step down. And it's more of, I thought about putting a hookah in there, but I was like, no, we're not going to do that. Let's not get that into it. But it's kind of like you don't want to sit outside, but you still want to get the breezes from outside. So I have those open windows and just put a nice little quiet sitting area. If you want to go, huddle with some friends, you don't want to, be around the noise of the karaoke and the TVs and the people talking. We put up some nice little, calming curtains that's going to kind of muffle the noise in there, but you're still going to get those bracing breezes and the quiet softness from the outside. And I used one of the new kits, the ones that has the patio and the like dusty, I can't think of what it's called because like I said, I can't remember any name of anything right now. And so we used some of that, and I used some of my new CC from the organic line. And as you saw there, I didn't realize my platform kind of got closed off, but I do notice it and I end up lowering it. And this is probably my second favorite spot. My first one is the outside patio, and then this little bitty square. Well, I guess it's a medium-sized square, but this area is my favorite, second to favorite. I used some new CC chairs and ottomans that I got from, I think they're called the Rounded Collection, maybe, and that chandelier. And I did end up putting like a little heater back there because, the windows are open. You might get a little cold. I don't know. It just looked like it needed a little heater like that. Does it physically make sense because the windows are open? Probably not. But it looks aesthetically pleasing. And sometimes that's what you just gotta do when you're building. Like, does it make sense? Yes and no. But when the Sims are sitting there when it's snowing, as long as you have a heater there, I think they should be fine. Personally, I think that's how that works. As long as you have a heater there, they should be fine. But we'll see how often they sit in there when it's snowing outside. And, the fun stuff. So, I had to have my corner of plants. I don't know what it is. I talked about it. I was like, in a room, I usually have a corner of plants. I don't know what it is. It just makes the room feel more lived in. I don't know. But having plants in a corner of a room, I think every build that I have done, there is a corner of plants. I kind of want to go through all my builds and probably make a compilation and be like, every build, no matter what kind of build it is, has corner of plants. I just thought of that, and I really think I've done that, which is actually kind of funny to me. That's like my staple. So if you have some of my builds, let me know if you can find the corner that has all the plants, because I think every build has one. And if so, that's going to be hilarious. So as we're doing the entranceway of our winery, I went ahead to put the bar here because I kind of wanted to make it as you first walk in, and look, you can go ahead and order what you need, and then you can mosey on to all the festivities. I didn't want to center the bar because you know how sometimes around the bar is the loudest, because that's where everyone's hanging out, that's where everyone's trying to get their food, their drinks, and all that. So I wanted to make it straight into the entryway, and then the rest of the building should be pretty cool, calm, and collective, unless there's karaoke going on or you are standing around talking, but I didn't want it to be the hustle and bustle of the bar. Now there are some bar seats that I end up putting down there, and then the rest of the room there's room for dancing, there's room for karaoke, there's rooms for people hopefully not getting into fights from drinking too much. If you have base metal drugs, yes, the Sims can get drunk. If you wanted to add a bouncer to this spot just to be safe, you absolutely could, but I did not do that. You can find this build in the gallery. It is under CC because I used a lot of CC items because like the main winery was CC items with the grapes. So just FYI. And then like I said, I did get all of my CC items from Curse Forge. So if you happen to find them, then you would definitely have everything. But you can still download buildings that have CC. It'll just replace the items that I use for CC with other things. So like the stools and the bar tables, those will get replaced with other things that you have. The grapes will get replaced with other things. Like we have sim grapes, but these are different grapes than what's in the game. And what else? There's like little decorative items here and there that you won't be able to use, like those back doors, the poles to the back awning, and the detailing. So there's not a lot of CC that I've used here, but it'll just get taken out if you do download this. So if you're ever looking for all of my builds, make sure that you're clicking show custom content on the left hand side, so it'll show everything. And the same thing if you download my Sims, like if you don't have the hair, they're just going to be bald, so you just got to add hair to them. So that's how custom content works. It doesn't mean that you can't download it. It just means that if you download it, whatever you don't have, it's going to be taken out and it'll be replaced, or you have to replace it with something. I've noticed that if I download something that I don't have, it usually replaces it with something random. One time it replaced an item I didn't have with a bunch of those cow statue. Was it a cow statue or a cat statue? It was one of those I think it was the porcelain cat, and it replaced everything with a porcelain cat, and I thought that was weird. I'm like, you couldn't just replace it with like a similar item? And it was like a window though, and it replaced it with like the porcelain cat. I was very confused. So I just had porcelain cats like floating around my build. I was like, okay, I guess that works out. That's fine. But I was going to go and look for different pictures that were kind of wine based in the gallery, but I went ahead and just stuck with these two wine pictures and just changed what each of them look like. I could go back in and find some pictures in the gallery, but I was like, yeah, I don't feel like it. So we just use these pictures of wine to get it across that, hey, this is a winery. So we're going to have some pictures of alcohol. So we just put this kind of like just a little more on the wall because we didn't want to fill it up too much. I didn't make this place overly crowded, but it's not just empty either. I think it has a nice balance of clutter, honestly. The entranceway, I ended up putting a rug because I just felt like it was like probably going to be too loud. Like I was thinking IRL, like would this place be too loud, or do we need something to absorb the sound? That's kind of how I think when I'm decorating and cluttering. but we're going to be coming up on the screenshots. I had a lot of fun making this. Again, if you want to follow me on any of my other socials, everything is down below. If you want to catch some of my live streams, I stream on Twitch and I stream also on TikTok. So whichever one is your favorite, pick which one works for you, and I can always be reached through any of those. And more things are coming. I'm super excited. Thank you for hanging out. Let me know what you feel about this build, if you're going to download it, and have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are. And remember, happy simming. This is Luna, Galaxy out.